I've had my veneers for 2 months now, so I feel like it's safe to talk about them. First of all, my veneers were $1,200. I got composite resin veneers. I went to the Dominican Republic and I went by myself. If y'all want to hear more about that, let me know. But the reason I'm making this video is because I feel like at least I've had my veneers for 2 months. I can give like an honest review of how it feels to have them. I love them. Let's just start there. Like, yeah, they look so natural. Always have people telling us about their veneers and what have you, but they like just got them. We don't know how it feels to eat with them. We don't know, is there any pain, or if there is pain and did it go away? We wouldn't know all of that as soon as you get your veneers. I had absolutely no pain from start to finish. During, start, finish, the whole entire time I had absolutely no pain. There was no numbing, there was no shaving down of my teeth, anything. Like, that's why I said I need to come on here and talk about this, because people are talking about tenderness and things that they have in their teeth for months and stuff after they get them done. I'm like, I can't relate. I really honestly feel like one of the main things you should do if you are getting veneers is to do your research. I've been researching these people for over a year. Like, over a year, I've been constantly stalking their Instagram, looking up people who went to them on TikTok. Like, I was absolutely stalking this company. Find the inspiration too. Find inspo, and if these people could do close to the inspo that you're looking for, go for it. I was on TikTok looking at all kinds of reviews and a whole bunch of do's and don'ts when getting veneers. A lot of people saying don't get them, and the main one I seen was don't get cheap veneers. And it's like, if it's something temporary, like if you're a person like myself who plans on getting porcelain in the future, but you don't want to wait, if you're an impatient person but want change, then you could do what I did. And I highly recommend it. I said all of that to say, make that investment, girl. Even if it's a small investment, make that investment. And if you want to fix something about yourself, fix it. Something that's gonna make you happy, do it. You know, even if that means you have to go alone or you have to do it alone. So if you guys want to know any more about my veneers, if you have any questions about the journey, my doctor, all of that good stuff, comment below and I can make a separate video, or I can answer in the comments, whichever is clever. But girl,
what if getting the perfect smile actually creates problems you never expected? Veneers can look incredible, but the real story starts after the camera stops. Things like bite pressure, grinding, gum health, and how well the veneers fit can make a huge difference. And honestly, a gorgeous smile isn't much fun if eating an apple suddenly feels like a high-risk activity.
Do you know, it's crazy the amount of people that are saying the best veneers that they've ever seen. Thanks so much. But I'm even happier now because of all the comments and all the messages I get, and then people stop me saying, God, where'd you get your teeth done? They look so nice. That's what I was a bit nervous when I got them done, because I thought the last thing I want is to get my veneers done and then for not to look natural. You know, I wanted to keep the natural look, so that's why I got them exactly like this. Absolutely perfect. Now, I don't want to gatekeep. I went to Turkey to get these done, which I think are probably the best. But you can see, look at the shape and the definition. Personally, I don't think you'd be able to tell if they were fake.
I used to see so many people posting on here about veneer breath, and I literally thought they were just hating. I'm like, what are they even talking about? Until I smelled it firsthand. And let me just say, if you are thinking about getting veneers or you have veneers, there's a lot that you need to know, but there's one thing that you have to know about having veneers. And baby, this is not optional. It is not optional. You have to use a water flosser morning and night. You have to floss your teeth after every single meal. Every time you eat something, this is what you need to be doing immediately after. I don't know why y'all don't realize your teeth are tighter now, so it's holding on to every little piece of food that you put in your mouth. Even when I drink smoothies, I have to floss to get any little piece of fruit, anything out stuck in my teeth. It could be a little piece of pepper. It's going to start to smell. It's going to decay within hours. Not walk around with old food in your mouth. That's the veneer breath. That is the veneer breath. Your teeth are tighter and it's holding on to food. So morning and night.
All right, so I've had multiple people ask me, where did you get your teeth done? And how do you like your veneers? Let's talk about it. So first things first, I got my teeth done in LA from Dr. Lale. She did an amazing job. Did I like the experience? Yes, that was a blessing. But moving on past that, let's talk about veneers in general. One, you have multiple types of veneers. You got composite veneers, you got porcelain. And then even with porcelain, there's multiple types of porcelain. You got minimal prep and you got porcelain crowns. Porcelain crowns is where they shave your teeth down to a nub and put a crown over your tooth that's made out of porcelain. I would not recommend that. You may like it, I would never do that. There has to be some type of nerve damage or pain that comes with that. But I have minimal prep, which means they don't shave your teeth down, and if they do, it's very, very minimal. So these are minimal prep porcelain. I love them. But I've also had composite, and here's the thing with composite. They're way cheaper, like extremely cheaper, but it does come with its cons. Here are the cons. They do crack easy, they do stain easy, but porcelain does not stain at all. Composite can look nice, but 9 times out of 10, they'll never look like how porcelain teeth look. They're always gonna be a little bit bulkier, a little bit more bubbly, but still can look fairly nice. And here's the thing with porcelain. Depending on who you go to, you can end up with domino teeth. You can end up with piano keys. So choose your dentist doctor wisely. I know they do have some affordable dentists abroad that can do a great job, but if you wanna stay here, stay safe, and get a great doctor, there's multiple options here. I went with Dr. Lale. In my opinion, she's the best. She makes every tooth handmade, so it's no cookie cutter, go in the mold, here to design. Specifically, each person has a different smile with a different mouth. So that's my take on my porcelain.
I've had veneers for almost 2 weeks now, and here's some of the things that I learned. Number one, a lot of that tell y'all when they say you can't eat certain foods after you get veneers is cap. An hour after I got my teeth done, I was across the street eating a steak. And I don't play that red in my steak. I eat my steak well done. Call me childish all you want. I don't care. Number two, veneer breath. Composite veneers is what usually causes veneer breath, not usually porcelain veneer. It still can happen with porcelain, but it's less likely than composite. When people get composite veneers, they trap all type of bacteria and stuff in their mouth. It's disgusting. That's where the stink come from. That's why they so cheap. 3, dental hygiene. You still gotta take care of your teeth. I mean, I already been knew that, but some people think that you don't gotta take care of your teeth. You actually gotta take more care of your teeth than you did before you got veneers. I don't even know why people would think that you wouldn't have to take care of your teeth, but that ain't none of my business. By the way, veneers don't hurt. They don't even hurt after you get them. You just have to get a good dentist. Also, veneers, they just feel like your teeth. Like, they feel like my teeth. No, they do not feel like bricks in your mouth. They legit feel like mine. I feel like everything y'all be seeing on the internet, it just varies based on the type of dentist that did the work. If you find a good dentist, you get good work. And you don't gotta worry.
Listen, I really took my chances when I thought it was a good idea to go to Tijuana to get my veneers. But listen, it really worked out for me. Okay, it's been 7 years now and I have had no issues with my teeth. I love the way that they look. People are always so blown away when I tell them that I have veneers because they don't look like veneers. Like, as someone who hated their teeth for 24 years, like, getting veneers, and I know it sounds dramatic and maybe it is dramatic, but like, it's the honest truth for me. Like, it changed my life. Like, it was one of the best decisions that I ever made for myself. Like, I love my smile now. I love it. I love that I don't feel like I need to hide it. I love that I'm not insecure about it. To be quoted like $1,200 per tooth, like, your girl needed 6 of them. I was not about to drop $7,200 on veneers. I just couldn't afford it at the time. Everything's cheaper in Mexico. So I did my research and I came across Dental Life Tijuana. This video is not sponsored. They have no idea that I'm making this video. Surely they don't remember who I am. Like, it's been 7 years. Like I said, I got quoted $1,200 per tooth in the States. Do you want to know how much it cost in Mexico? It cost $257 per veneer in Mexico. So between my 6 veneers, my mock-up, and my teeth whitening, I paid about $2,000. If this can help anyone else out, then that's great, because I know what it's like to live with a smile that you're just not happy with, that you don't love. Anyways, do your own research, obviously. Dental Life was like the way to go for me. I'm so happy that I chose Dental Life. But do your own research. But I will say, I will get dental work done in Mexico. I will not get surgery in Mexico, okay? I want to keep both my kidneys. So yeah, I love my smile now. Like, it seriously changed my life. And for anyone who is not happy with their smile, but they just can't afford the price point in the States, like, I don't know, maybe take a trip to Mexico, but just don't go alone. Anyways, I will post a before. And this is what they look like now.
That's why the biggest factor isn't necessarily the country or the price tag. It's who's doing the work and how conservatively they treat your natural teeth. Some people have amazing experiences with veneers, while others deal with sensitivity, chips, loose veneers, or hygiene problems. No prep or minimal prep veneers can sound appealing, but they still have limitations. And cheap doesn't automatically mean bad, just like expensive doesn't automatically mean good.
So I'm going to do a review on 3 years post-op veneers. I got my veneers in Miami in 2021. My favorite personal investment. I'd say that they are very worth it. During those 3 years, the first year I had lost my very back veneer on my bottom, and I went back and I got it fixed. And then the same veneer popped off again, but this time it actually broke, and it was all in the back, so I was just like, you know what, I guess I'm not meant to have that one on. But then the same one popped on the bottom, on this side, so it's like the very back. I don't know if I plan on getting it fixed because I just think that it's just like the shape of my tooth or like the shape of my mouth that's making that exact veneer pop, and it's like my 11th, so I don't see a point in having it. For the most part, I love them. They stayed white, they are a great shape, they fit my mouth, they're not too big. The only thing I would say is that my top teeth are shifting just a little bit. I had lost my retainer, so I guess that's my fault. I need to go get another one. I had a gap before, so I just feel like it is not as closed as it should be. Yes, it was a process for sure. I was there for 10 days, and or maybe it was like, yeah, 11 days. I'd have temporaries. It was a process, but it was worth every dollar, and it was worth all the time that I spent in Miami. So the place is called Dental Design Smile. So
everybody wants to get veneers now. Everybody want to get their teeth done now. Let's go ahead and do a resin composite versus porcelains, because I have the resin composites. So I'm gonna give y'all the real about them, because y'all should not just be getting them because that's the hype. Get them because you know the difference. Yeah, so hold on. So I have the resin composite veneers. Can you see? Can't even see. But I have the resin composite veneers, not the porcelain ones. The porcelain ones is the one where they shave your teeth down. Sorry, you're not shaving my teeth down. We're not doing that. But the resin composites, I paid $5,600 in Miami at 5 Star Smile. Shout out to y'all the best ones. But it was $5,600 because they shaved down my gums, not my teeth, my gums, to make my smile even. So all of my teeth are like perfect. So they put something on top of my tooth, so they molded my tooth. They didn't like shave my tooth down and put a cap on like porcelain do. No, that's not happening, because if this ever cracked off, my real tooth is up under there, and it's not gonna look crazy like a porcelain veneer. Like who's getting their teeth shaved down? Who's doing that? So that's why I got the resin composites, because if it ever cracked off, my teeth is good. Like, but you just have to know that you weren't brushing your actual teeth, you're brushing the resin composites. The only thing that I can say is you have to keep up with flossing, because with the porcelain it's a cap on your tooth, so there's not really spaces. With the resin composites there is spaces, because they put something on top of your real tooth. So there's gonna be spaces that you gotta make sure you clean with the dental type of toothpick thing or whatever, not the water floss. People say water floss. I don't think the water floss does anything. Get the scraper, the metal scraper that they be using in the dentist. Get one of those and just scrape it out and you're good. Other than that, if you want veneers, Miss Girl, do not get them porcelains, because you're gonna be spending $10K plus. Not no $10K. If you're spending $10K less on porcelains, that's wraps. Then why are you even getting your teeth done in somebody's bedroom, in somebody's garage? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, do you understand that this is your teeth? This is like getting your body done for cheap. Why are y'all doing that? I got my body done twice. Straight professionals. Like, I'm not, this is crazy. Like, you should take your health way more serious than anything. And it's your teeth. Teeth pain ain't no joke, baby. So I've been having my teeth done, I think probably like 2 or 3 years now. No problem. No, literally, no problem. Absolutely no problem. I'm finna see if I can show y'all a better video, because this is it. And they don't look like them big ass buckaroos that y'all be getting, them horse teeth, because like I said,
Had dental work done at Smile Dental Center 32 in Miami, and it ruined my life.
I am not one to kick somebody while they're down. Winter, who is a very popular influencer, is sharing a vulnerable story of her experiences doing veneers. I'm using this as a teaching experience to help share information that is important, especially with the whole veneer talk trend. She had shared that when she got veneers, everything she does is uncomfortable, what we call a decreased quality of life in healthcare. So the activities of daily living, like sleeping, eating, talking, feels ruined by these veneers. I do want to address a couple things here. When I was looking into this story, I had saw another person comment that this place of business that she went to could be a veneer tech. When you look at their website, they actually don't list a provider. All dental offices legit will have their dentist provider listed from the jump on their website. It's a little concerning that this place of business does not list. Always look up where you're going, because you can look at their reviews, look at their photos, you can see how their culture is, what their vibe is before you go in. Once you start veneers, you're in it for a lifetime. They can last as long as you take care of them, but of course there's other factors that are involved in them not lasting as long, such as if you have a really heavy bite or if you're grinding at nighttime. Anytime you have to replace a veneer, you have to shave a little bit more of that tooth.
Let's talk about my veneer journey, because it is the best investment I have ever made. Okay, this was my teeth before. Now, when I smiled, I don't think you could tell that I had massive issues, because when I put my teeth together, regardless, they looked straight. However, if you actually looked at them in isolation, they were so discolored, they were so pointy, because I grind my teeth at night. And I was just really insecure about it. I went to Vogue Dental in Sydney. Dr. D was my dentist. It was a fairly painless experience. It took about a month. I first went for an x-ray. They plated up my teeth. I then got temporary veneers on. I wore them for 2 to 3 weeks while my porcelains were being made. These are porcelain veneers. I'll need them replaced probably every 20, 25 years. They're not cheap. They're about $2,500 per teeth. Because I have a really wide smile, I got 10 teeth done, but I can't tell you how much more confident I am every single day. Whenever I smile, whenever I talk, I am just so happy. I am so for investing in things that are going to make you happy, and this was one of them for me. I cannot recommend more. If you have any questions about it, leave them below. And
as someone who got veneers for medical reasons, it can be very hard and traumatizing to see all those TikToks of people, especially dentists, saying like how bad veneers are and how you're like making a mistake with your life if you get veneers young. So I wanted to talk about like what the process was like and how it like really wasn't that bad for me. I have a video further back on why I got veneers, but my sister has also had them because she took a chunk off her 2 front teeth with an ice pick. And I know so many people have to get veneers for very real reasons, and it's not as scary as people on TikTok like to make it seem. So I spent a really long time picking my dentist because I wanted to not have a bad experience. I got mine at Dr. Stephen Roth on the Upper East Side, and I am so happy with them. I think he did such a good job. He is also a periodontist, I believe. So I got like gum work done as well, which I think is something really important to look for, because like how your gums look and how your teeth look are very connected. But it was essentially 4 appointments all in. I went in for my initial consult to get everything checked out and talk about like the other problems I needed fixed and like what I wanted aesthetically. They took full mouth scans of my teeth and a bunch of photos of my face, and they really focus on like the overall face aesthetic because they want you to look good as a whole. Like not every tooth style fits every person, if that makes sense. After that, he went and like created a digital mock-up of what my teeth would look like. And then I came back and like looked at it and approved that. And then I went in for the appointment where they like file down your teeth, which is a little bit gnarly and scary, but his office really focuses on like pain management, so the whole thing was virtually painless. And he does pretty minimally invasive stuff, so he really did not take a ton of tooth off like you see in the turkey teeth videos. And then they scan your like shaved down teeth, which sounds gnarly, and they put temporaries on. And I had the temporaries on for about 3 weeks, and then they send the scans off to a lab so they can make your like other teeth. Then I came back, they took the temporaries off, and they put the veneers on. I also got like a little bit of a gingivectomy, so they like lasered my gums off. And then I came back like 2 weeks after that for a follow-up to make sure everything looked good. And I have not had a single problem with them. Like, it fixed almost all of my dental issues. They look so pretty. Like, when I tell you I'm chewing on everything, like carrots, apples, like I'm tearing beef jerky, and these things are rock solid. And I just wanted to share that, like, it can be a very positive, good experience. And a lot of the times people say these really negative, crazy things on TikTok just for views. And if you've ever thought that no prep veneers are too good to be true, let's talk about the pros and cons. Pro number 1 is that there is no enamel loss or very, very minimal. For example, in this smile, I might round out that sharp little corner or take down that little bulbous part so that there's room for the porcelain, but other than that, pretty much untouched in the enamel. With half the veneers in, just right on top of the original teeth. By the way, in this half photo, you can see how much drilling I did. Barely anything. And this is with all of them. And what this really means is that this procedure is reversible in nature, which you cannot say about veneers in general. Another pro is that the bond between the veneer and the tooth itself is the strongest because it's bonded to enamel. That's right, the bond to the enamel is the strongest, so the more you have to drill back, you are entering the dentin area of the tooth, which does not have as strong of a bond. Which is why even if we do have to drill a tooth for veneers, we want to stay really conservative because we want to bond to enamel if possible. Another pro is that because we're not drilling, we often don't need to numb the area, and we also don't have to have the patient wear temporaries. And by the way, these are the temporaries. Temporaries can be both a pro and a con. So let's talk about the cons of no prep.
The takeaway? Don't choose veneers based on a TikTok transformation alone. Look at the dentist's qualifications, the health of your teeth and gums, your bite, the materials being used, and exactly how much natural tooth structure will be altered. Because veneers aren't just a beauty purchase. They're a long-term dental decision. And that perfect smile is only worth it if your real teeth underneath stay healthy.